Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where last episode our emperor got mildly assassinated. I'm sure he'll be fine and not, completely dead or anything. We're going to tick on forward here. We just finished up our government administration. So our bureaucracy is going to get a little bit better here. That's good. We do need to not be negative in our bureaucracy right now. In fact, our bureaucracy is pretty bad at this moment, and we definitely need to be working on that. We also need to get these iron mines done. Our construction efficiency is overall going to be a problem. We've got a number of problems from that coup, to be sure. But for now, we definitely want to get some more iron production going on. What is our current situation on iron and tools? Okay. So the current price here is 68.1 and 50.8. What is the cap on price for tools? 70? Okay. Noted. So our bureaucracy is much better now. It's about 9. I don't expect it to go positive here. So we're going to get this iron mine completed. We're going to get this lead mine done, steel mill done, iron mine, motor industry. All of that is very vital to be able to set up a rail network. Getting railways going will be huge. So that's understood. We're running a pretty big deficit right now because we don't have private construction ongoing. That's understood. Now private construction is starting on a tooling workshop. I like it. That's very good. So we're going to need to get this lead mine completed. We're currently running a surplus of all things. That is remarkable. And the French Republic is protective towards us. Fascinating. I like that a lot. That's really, really good. So for the moment, this is all completely okay. We do need to get this lead mine finished, minus 30% construction efficiency over there. That's not great. Keep in mind, we have a huge radicalism issue at this moment. The most impactful factors are events and other reasons, and also decreases in standard of living. So that is all understood. Mostly it's events, and that is a significant problem. Now let's check in on our legitimacy here. We have a contested government 52. Okay, I would very much like to do something about that, but this is currently the best, not the best we can do, but it's not worth kicking out our current government for this government. It's not worth it. When is our next election? 1 January of next year. Okay, so that's not too bad. I think that's okay. Do we want to get any laws through here? Well, we're on agrarianism right now. I feel like that's reasonably okay. We're on landed voting, and we can't go to, universal suffrage. We knew that that was going to cause some issues. We're on appointed bureaucrats for the moment. We could try to go to elected. It'll radicalize the Catholics. Okay, a lot of things will probably radicalize the Catholics, to be honest. I wouldn't mind working up our institutions here. It's a little weird to me that we're not having an issue with taxation capacity, but we are having a significant issue with bureaucracy. That's just a little bit unusual. I'm not used to that. It's probably due to the nationally owned building levels, in part. In part. But taxation capacity is not a problem. In the slightest. Let's build a government administration in Sao Paulo. And do we want to do this here? I think we want to do it here. So we're going to get this lead mine done. That will be not hugely important, but pretty useful. We are negative in our authority right now as well. We have an authority deficit, but it's not a huge deficit. We could definitely drop our road maintenance eventually, but we need to get a motor industry online so that we can start getting some trains. That will be a very, very useful thing for us. We are running a surplus at this moment, and now it's no longer a surplus. Okay, that's probably because we just changed around what building we were working on, is my guess. Okay, so we can see here, radicalism is actually trending downward. That is very good. That is very, very good. Standard of living is also trending downward. Lower strata is holding pretty firm. Middle strata is as well. Upper strata is too. So why is this trending downward? That's interesting. Well, we definitely want to raise our standard of living, and let's take a look at what we've got here. They pay an average of 20% of their income in taxes. I mean, yeah, I would like to drop taxes, but now is definitely not the time for that. Definitely not. I'd like to raise our government and military wages eventually as well. Again, this is not the time for that. We've got a lot of work to do yet on getting these things completed. Now, that tooling workshop is going to be done when? If we go in here, we can see 32 weeks. Okay. Language in the classroom. So assimilation is probably okay. How many Mossy Pops are there? So there's 3.26K. This is fine. We're going to get the assimilation. Thank you very much. A cause without a rebel? Sure, this guy can go elsewhere. Ever-increasing influence of the anti-British League? No, get out of here. Okay, so that seems fine. We're at minus 1.56 bureaucracy right now. That's barely a deficit at all. I'm going to move this government administration down below the munition plant, and that will be okay. So the steel mill is slowly proceeding, and our radicalism is continuing to trend downward. That's very good. Pops are dying? Excellent. The Free Trade Party has been founded, and how's this looking at this point? So the Minas Republican Party is comprised of the landowners and the Catholic Church, and they're currently chilling on 73.4% of the vote. Okay, so that is noted. Well, we'll see how that plays out. Honestly, if we can get a high legitimacy government, even if it's a landowner government, I think that would be a good thing. So that would be pretty much fine. I think that's okay. Partisan papers, huh? So we could get momentum for the Liberal Republican Party. So we've got the Minas Republican Party and the Liberal Republican Party. Interesting. More momentum for them is interesting for sure. Paper mill building throughput. How expensive is paper right now? What are we spending on paper? 5K a month? Honestly, let's take that. I'd like to not really interfere too much with this election, so that seems reasonably good. We're, of course, working on the water tube boiler, and that is fine. I do want to go through our buildings here and check for additional upgrades that we can do. A lot of these we're still not in a great position for because of things like lack of silk. That's not surprising, right? We have lack of a lot of things. We can go to precision tools here. It'll drive up the price of tools, but we are working on tool production in our private construction right now. This is slightly negative, but once we complete this, I suspect it will be positive. But I'm going to skip it for now. So ceramics would be positive at this moment, and we will absolutely do that. That sounds great. Leaded glass, is that positive? It's kind of neutral, to be honest. It will spike the price of lead. We did just build a lead mine. That gives us demand for lead. I want to check where that lead mine is. Rio Grande do Sul. Okay, so that is this lead mine here. It currently has no employment. So that should be fine to swap that over. That sounds good. So the tooling workshops are on wrought iron tools right now. We're going to swap to steel tools, but we don't have the ability to do that just yet. Do we want to go... Oh, close that. Do we want to go to sulfite pulping? This will spike the price of sulfur. Do we have any sulfur production whatsoever right now? We do, but no demand for it. So I think that we probably should go to sulfite pulping. That sounds good. That'll give us a lead input goods shortage, but we have a source of lead. It should be fine. Anything through here that we want to do? The answer is no. In our arms industries, nothing. In the artillery foundry, nothing. In the munitions plants, nothing for now. Do we want to go to soil enriching farming? Well, we will need more fertilizer. We're on sheep ranch right now. Increased wool gathering. This will give us more fertilizer, so that sounds good. Yes, it'll have low productivity, but we're going to raise up that soon. I'm going to go up to slaughterhouses here as well. It'll produce a little bit less fertilizer, but for now, that'll be okay. We're going to go to soil enriching farming here and here. This is going to cause problems, for the record. We're going to go to fig orchards and harvesting tools. Again, we're going to have some tools and fertilizer issues. Harvesting tools, citrus orchards. Okay. Vineyards, we don't have any. Coal mines, we don't have any. Iron mines will go to atmospheric engine pump if we have a source of coal. Do we have a source of coal right now? We do. Okay. That sounds good. So, atmospheric engine pumps for iron mines. We don't have anything there. Rail transportation, we don't have any transportation. So we're going to come back to that. But this is absolutely going to create some problems, and I am very aware of this. Again, rail transportation, we'll get the transportation done soon enough. Okay, anything in here that we need? Well, we could do focused hardwood production. I don't think that's necessary at this point, so we'll avoid that for now. Okay, so what has that done to our economy? Horrible, terrible things is the answer. We're going to be producing all of these, though. So let's see what that does to jobs. We're running a shortage on a lot of things, including tools. So this tooling workshop will be finished soon enough, and this steel mill in 16 weeks. So we're going to press forward with these shortages. It is understood that the shortages will exist, and we're going to have to work on those. Okay, gold depleted in Minas Gerais. That is very, very sad timing, but whatever. I guess it's fine, and unfortunate. Fruitful endorsements. Momentum to the Minas Republican Party. Honestly, they are very much in the lead. Okay. Either way, they're going to get momentum. I think this is good, honestly. This will get us a much higher legitimacy government. Even if it isn't a very useful government, I think that's good. We need to be dropping our radicalism, and that is going down. So that seems okay. Cool. At this point, we're waiting on the steel mills to finish up in 10 weeks. Now, we're still seeing a sulfur, fertilizer, and coal input goods shortage. Now, we do have access to fertilizer plants, but do we want to do that when we can instead do livestock ranches? This produces 2.5 fertilizer per level. That's not a lot of fertilizer, and we're short 266 fertilizer. And this uses up arable land. So there is that. I think we should put in a fertilizer plant somewhere. Like Minas Gerais. That'll be fine. But I want this to absolutely happen a bit more like this. Okay. So that's fine. We're going to need some sulfur production. Let's check in on how our... Actually, we have gold mines available in Minas Gerais. I'm going to queue those up, and I queued them up at the top. I didn't actually mean to put them at the top. For now, we're going to put them at the bottom of the list, but that will be something we want to come back to. So that's fine for now. I want to check in on our sulfur mines here. 18 employees. 62 employees. So there's a lot of expansion that can be done there. Let's check in on our coal mine as well. 238 employees. So those can be definitely expanded. I'm not concerned about sulfur right now. Coal, I think, is not a huge concern. I do think that we're pretty concerned about fertilizer right now. So that's fine. Let's get this steel plant finished up. 7 weeks on that. We're running a pretty big deficit right now. That's understood. That is because of these input goods shortages. And fertilizer is a very significant one right now. Minus 28? Yikes. So you can see our GDP has gone down sharply, and this is not surprising. We're building a railway with, rather we're working towards it. And we're currently building this only the one thing, right? We're not pulling out of the investment pool right now. So that's okay. Actually, our investment pool is going negative. Now we're getting investment pool transfer. Okay. So that's not going to get funding. Interesting. Well, the steel mill is going to be done as of now. Okay. So with the steel mill done, that now means that we can come in here and we can start putting in a demand for steel. Specifically, we want to put in our tooling workshops up to steel tools. That will be very good. Yes, there's a shortage of steel, but we do have steel production online at this point. It just needs to be employed up. And we need to figure out what the balance of that is going to end up being, right? So this steel mill is currently at 41 employees. That needs to grow, clearly. Now it's at 75 employees. So that will slowly increase over time. So steel, coal, fertilizer. That sounds fine. This fertilizer plant is currently 34 weeks away from finishing. Overly enthusiastic partisans, huh? We'll crack down on them. That seems okay. This election is happening now. So this guy is our new president. Okay. And the Minas Republican Party wins. This is not surprising. We need to change our government. 63. I had hoped it would be a little higher than this. Okay. Well, for now, they're going to be working on fixing the current issues. So that'll be okay. We're waiting for funding to become available for this railway. That'll be fine for now. We're working on the motor industry and the fertilizer plant simultaneously. We're running a pretty big deficit right now. I'm not going to do a single thing about that deficit for the moment. What we really need to do is work on these input goods shortages. So after the motor industry, I feel like we're going to need to work on a coal mine. And we're going to need to work on probably a second steel mill. 65 per level. We might not actually need that. Hang on. Where's our existing steel mill? I think we can let this grow for now. However, this coal mine, very, very important. I think we'll do that before the motor industry, actually. So we're 29 weeks away on construction of this fertilizer plant. Fertilizer is a significant issue for us right now. We could try to trade for it temporarily. And I'm going to do that. We'll trade for fertilizer, and I'm not going to trade for coal right now, just for the fertilizer. So we'll let that drop down a little bit. But we are going to be building this fertilizer plant as well, which will be a significant gain for us on that front. So that looks good. This tooling workshop is finishing soon. We're no longer seeing an input goods shortage of steel. Iron is still expensive, which isn't necessarily surprising. And we are working on this coal mine as well. So construction efficiency in Peruvian Pastaza is really low. Where is this? Up over here? Okay. I mean, our subject is currently aloof towards us, but we're working on it. So we might not actually want to build this up here. I'm going to move that down to the bottom for right now. And let's think about a different location to build a coal mine. Rio Grande do Sul. That'll work. Okay, so that was put at the top of the queue. I actually want to move it like this. Okay, we've depleted our gold again. That is absolutely fine. That, of course, means that we can build 3 additional gold mines there. Now, these gold mines are going to be a pretty high priority, to be sure. I think I'm going to move all of these down like so. This coal mine will remain low. And we'll do something like this. So for now, that's relatively okay. We don't currently have a construction ongoing in private construction, so we've got a big deficit right now. That's not necessarily shocking, and we'll continue to run this deficit for the time being. Our economy is recovering, though, so that looks decent. We no longer have an input goods shortage of fertilizer, which is mildly remarkable. mildly remarkable indeed. That will be because of our trade route, and it's just barely impacting this. Yeah, our trade route is bringing in 108. Understood. Well, we're going to be able to offset that a fair amount. We no longer have any market goods shortage at this moment. Okay, now we have a steel shortage. Never mind. So what's going on with our steel plant? That shortage just went away. Cool. But we do have a bit of a coal shortage going on now, apparently. That's all not shocking. Not shocking in the slightest. I want to check in on our steel mill here. This is in Sao Paulo, of course. And that's still employing up. Okay. We're working on it. The coal shortage is harming that. Absolutely understood. So our fertilizer plant will be done in 9 weeks, and our coal mine only 1 week after that, at this current rate. That looks good. So we do need to get that motor industry online, and we're going to start pulling back on our policies, on our decrees at that point. We'll no longer need this road maintenance, and that will be a great thing for us. So that sounds good. Fertilizer plant, currently 5 weeks away. The coal mine is not progressing now, and that is because we did start work on this railway. Okay, so with that railway underway, that is being built where? Up here. Noted. Do we have, is that a location where we have a decree? Yeah, we have a road maintenance up there. Okay, cool. We're going to be backing off on those. Abraham Lincoln was just exiled by the United States of America. Okay. That's interesting. Very interesting indeed. So this fertilizer plant is going to be done in 2 weeks at this point. That is excellent. We're very glad about that. Now, our radicalism has definitely been dropping off. Mostly due to Pops dying. Laborers are the largest profession that currently has radicalism. So that's understood. We know that our standard of living has come up a little bit. That's good. Very, very good. We can definitely consider putting in some consumption taxes on things like tobacco, on things like... Yeah, tobacco would be the best one here for sure. And we should definitely do that. As soon as we get this railway done up here, we'll have the political power to do that. The authority is called. Yeah. So coal mines are 3 weeks away from finishing. That's very good. We do still have some local coal shortages. This is due to market access. So we absolutely need to work on that. That needs to get done. The motor industry needs to get finished as well. So that'll be done eventually. It's going to take a fair amount of time, though, to get that motor industry completed. So that coal mine is finished. That should help matters. And, of course, we're going to need to go into our railways. And anywhere with negative infrastructure, we're going to need to build railways in. So we're going to need, like, one in each of these locations. This is in Ica. How did that get queued? It did. Okay. So let's get rid of that. I don't actually want to build in our subject states for right now. Something like that. But this isn't the actual order we want this to be in, right? We're going to do the motor industry first, and then we're going to move in gold mines and intersperse gold mines and railways is the idea here. Okay. So something along the lines of that. We'll need to go to this page and move these gold mines up a bit. Actually like that, I think. Okay, so something along the lines of this. That'll be fine. Of course, construction efficiency will be a bit of a problem. The Anti-British League is demanding action. That's not in our interests. Okay, so where at this point is the employment status of this fertilizer plant? It's not great. We are outputting some fertilizer, for sure. But we need to hire in some more people here. Understood. So we're bringing in iron and sulfur. That's fine. We're currently running an input goods shortage of fertilizer, and so that should be reasonably fine. We should be able to work our way through that shortage pretty easily. We are running a decent deficit at this moment, and our GDP is returning. It's not perfect yet. Enact poor laws? We're probably not in the best position for that right now. Oh, wow, a revolution to enact poor laws. Okay, so 492,000 individuals is quite a lot of individuals. 56 chance to progress, but the landowners are still going to be positive in their opinion. Let's get to work on that. That seems okay. They can be placated. That's fine. We'll work on enacting poor laws for the time being. Seems okay. We definitely do need to work on this radicalism, and that will help matters in that front. So that is good. Okay, motor industries are 29 weeks away from coming online, and then we can start putting through those railways. Water tube boilers are going to require what? Condensing engine pumps, and so that's tools and coal? Okay, we're probably going to need more coal. We could maybe import it. Maybe. We need a lot of things at this point. We are back up to 6 million GDP. That is definitely creeping upward. That looks good. What are our unemployment numbers like? Okay, we have basically no unemployment at this point, but we do have a lot of peasants. Noted. That's absolutely fine. We're okay with that. So this railway is finishing. A sulfur mine is next up in the private construction. Sounds good. I'm absolutely fine with that. So we have an engines input goods shortage. We knew that was going to happen. That's why we're building this motor industry. That'll be okay. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue to work on building up our economy. That absolutely needs to happen. Our economy was in a pretty terrible state to begin with. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy McGar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Tommy Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.